Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be starting with an interview with none other than L.rex
What's up,
here.
everybody?
So basically, this is gonna be an interesting video since we're both gonna be like asking each other like some questions and how we like first met, basically. Since you probably seen him like a previous video. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. First question is, how do we first meet? You know?
Very interesting question. Well, we were both introduced by mutual friends in mutual circumstances. Like we were both in a theater class, which was like basically the world's most toxic work environment, at least for a school. Man, looking back, that's also kind of the origin of the broskies beef. So funny that how that's also like the origin of like our friendship. But like AMX was actually the one who introduced both of us to each other, because we all had like that same class, so that's how we met.
Yeah. Another interesting occurrence is that it was like a bit earlier on through like the school year, but like this like freshman year high school. Like there was that one time that we were like both in like the same classroom. We haven't like directly spoken to each other,
Yeah,
and that's like basically like when like he left. But then when he came back is when we like truly met.
yeah.
And here with the second question was, what do you want to do with your music?
There's a lot I want to do with my.
Some technical difficulties, but we're back. So
Yeah,
yeah, what do you want to do with your music?
there's a lot I want to do with my music, but like in rap, I feel like the activism has kind of like gone down a bit. There's not as much like activism in rap as there once were, and I want to bring that back. I feel like my generation in particular needs a revolutionary figure, and I feel like, I want to be here to say, hey, the world's broken, this isn't right, but I think we can fix it. I just want to like shine a light on all these like problems. I also kind of want to, hopefully maybe one day become the king of Latin trap. I want to kind of like be one of the best, or try to at least. I know I may not get there, but for me it's more about trying.
And then the other question it was, what do you think about Chloe Marquez?
The TikToker. uh, I'm not gonna lie, I was like a fan of their work. I was. But like recently, like they made this like TikTok, well, not recently, a few weeks ago, they made this TikTok where like, they're going, oh, I'm not Latina, I'm Mexican, which made no sense to me. It wasn't just that. It's like then she has like this audio from a song where like the lyrics go some like murder on my mind, and like she's mouthing these two, so it's like, it's like it's weird because it's like the culture disassociation is like one thing, but then like to be essentially saying, oh, like, we like kind of implying you're gonna go like kill Latinas is also kind of a weird thing to me. And it's like, I get that like it's mainly women that like you could say they're targeting, but like it's weird to me. It's just weird to me, because like, it's just like, it's like for me it's that type of thing where it's like, no, you mess with like a few of us, you gotta have to mess with all of us. So it's like, it's that type of thing, and like what's even worse is that like this is a trend, and I wanna clear this up. My beef isn't in particular with Chloe Marquez. It's like with the trend itself and the fact that they're doing this trend. I feel like on their platform they have this like responsibility to like, not do culturally insensitive things like that. I just, it feels wrong to me, but like, in like Latino rap, in them rap battles, people often like say whatever, and they don't take it too personally. It's like competition, and that's how I'm treating this. It's like I'm not gonna treat this like actual like, any actual beef. I still have love for all like these Latina creators out there. It's just like I just don't like that one thing that they did, and the fact that they don't address it. So, I'm gonna address that soon in like a song or something, but I want them to know that there's no hate towards them, and that for me this is something I'm only treating as competition. They can choose to respond however they want.
Then the other question was, where do you plan to like take your music after high school?
After high school, I plan to just like continue to like pursue and chase music. As I said, I'm going for the whole Latin trap king title. I'm trying to go for that. And like as a whole, I feel like I just have so many messages to share with like my people in the world. And I wanna spread those messages. I feel like I have a lot to say that like hasn't been said enough in this modern day.
And then the other question was, will we be making any more videos together?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I owe a lot to you. Like you were the like after like the whole broski situation in theater, where like they kind of abused me and like you was the one who gave me like acting work, and I appreciate you for that, and I appreciate like all the people who viewed those videos. I appreciate all of you for that. So yeah, for sure. But like it's probably gonna be like some more acting and comedy based stuff, I assume.
So with the whole Drake and Kendrick beef that's been going on for a while,
Yeah.
I was wondering like, what do you think about the whole Best of Blue Man Bad Bunny beef?
That beef, well, I feel like that's like a complicated beef. I feel like when you think of a rap beef, usually you think it's like, oh, it's like a diss track here, diss track there. So said he's a wife beater. So and so said your family's broken and that's why you're a gambler and like just a horrible person. Like I feel like that's what people think beefs are, but sometimes like it can go like it can go a little bit too far. Like and like I feel like I don't know. It's not just about the harsh words that were said. I don't know. Just it feels like the beef kind of took a side turn as well. Like the cartel kind of like threatened Beso Pluma. That's just I don't know. So it's like it kind of like it's just a weird interruption. It makes you wonder, is he gonna like continue the beef? But then no, because like he apologized. So it's like there's lots of stuff we don't know. But like but my thoughts on it are that it's kind of it's just kind of like a bunch of shadows. But like you can't really see through them.
So that's pretty much what we have for today. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you guys are wondering about like me, yeah, I will have some stuff posted on my channel. Usually like comedy skits, and if I'm like alone, I'll probably just play like an instrument that I have available with me. But for the most part, I'm just gonna be doing like comedy skits. And guys, like the video and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one.